The reality is, if you don't make yourself really valuable at work, you run the risk of staying stagnant where you're at, being demoted, being restructured, or at worst, being laid off. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 9 ways to become a highly valuable employee so that you can earn a lot of good money, be engaged in what you do, and ultimately live your best professional life. And stick around to number 9 because I'll be saving my best tip for last. I promise you it'll be really good. Make sure you stick around. It'll be worth it. And by the way, I say these 9 tips, not just from gathering them off ChatGPT like others might do, but truly from my 11 years of experience in HR, seeing why people get promoted and why other people don't. So I'm not just saying these from researching online. I'm truly drawing from my years of experience in business and management. So I really hope it helps you. So let's dive right into these 9 tips on how to become dangerously valuable at work today. Number 1, stay consistent with your attendance, work, and results. The truth is, highly valuable employees stay consistent with their work ethic, performance, and attendance at work. So even if somebody is extremely talented, they bring a lot of value and skills and education to a workplace, if they don't consistently show up, don't put in good effort all the time, they don't produce results, then nobody will trust them. And the foundation of being a highly engaged and high-performing employee, somebody that gets paid a lot of money, is being trusted. And when you consistently show up to work and you give it your all, you have a really strong work ethic, then you build trust. And when people trust you at work, this is everything. When your boss and your coworkers know that they can give you a task or something to do and you will get it done no matter what, then that builds trust and your reputation is extremely strong in the workplace. That's why you really have to have that strong work ethic, bring good attendance, and do your best every single day. I remember I was actually talking to my dad recently, and he leads a team in an engineering company, and he was saying that one of his team members resigned, and his exact thoughts were, when I asked him how he felt about him resigning, was yeah, he was a good employee, but he called in sick all the time, and therefore his coworkers on the team had to pick up the slack, and it brought down the overall reputation of that employee. So even if he was really good and technically inclined, unfortunately his reputation was just not reliable or trustworthy. So this is a perfect example of having a poor reputation for attendance or a bad work ethic really brings down your credibility, and therefore you're just not seen as a highly engaged and highly relied upon employee. By the way, hey, what's up? My name is Courtney, and if you're new to this channel, we are all about leveling up in our career, money, and life. So I hope that you subscribe below if you are new to this channel, and if you are not and you're returning, welcome back. Tip number 2, showcase a winning attitude. So this may seem like an obvious one, but my goodness, all the years of experience and management that I have under my belt, you would never believe how many great people with so much talent and so much likability really don't go far in their career or in the organization because they just have a really pessimistic, can't-do attitude. In fact, I've seen some of the most technically inclined, very brilliant, very smart employees just exit even the organization sometimes because they have that really poor attitude. And even though companies have job descriptions, or ones really should, it's always good practice to have a good job description. Sometimes people will actually pull out that job description and say, that's not my job, or I don't feel like doing that. I don't see that in my job description. And there's a lot of negativity that comes with having that attitude in an organization. Of course, you need to set boundaries and be clear on what you do and don't do. And yes, you do have to say no sometimes, but the people that constantly say no and they don't want to help other people out and they don't have a willingness to help out, I would hate to say it, but they just don't become that high value employee that you're probably seeking to be. Also, having a winning attitude means giving credit when credit is due. So not taking all the credit to yourself, especially if something was a team effort. It's always important to showcase to other people that you are thankful for the work that others have done. This is part of having that winning attitude. It's part of being a team player, and ultimately you look great when other people look great too. So having that winning attitude and becoming a high value employee has a huge part to play when it comes to giving other people credit too. Number 3, set clearly defined goals that align with the business's priorities and direction. At the end of the day, a great business is profitable, it makes money, and it moves forward. So you, as the employee in that organization, really needs to set goals to help the organization thrive, because when they thrive, you thrive. So one thing that I see employees do all the time is they think that the direction of the organization is going this way, and they think that they should do tasks or projects this way, when in reality, the organization is going that way. So it's super important to talk to your manager to understand the business in general, and what can you do to make sure that you are aligning your efforts with the business's priorities and goals. And by the way, you don't have to wait around for your manager to tell you what the business priorities and goals are. Feel free to ask them and be inquisitive. Be that person taking initiative, being proactive, and doing what it takes to understand what you can do every day to ensure that you are in alignment with the vision and the mission and the goals. And if you're stuck in this section, maybe think about how can you help the business make more money, save more money, or make your managers or other people's lives easier. Tip number 4, be accepting of change. High value employees truly embrace change, and they do what it takes to ensure that there's innovation throughout the organization. Nothing is worse than when somebody says, no, this is the way we've always done it, we don't need to change, or no, there might not be any other way we can do it, this is the best and the only way. Sure, maybe there is some reality of that in your situation, but the best organizations always adapt. They learn, they move forward, they change. They are always progressing. So be that person that is progressing in the organization too, and isn't just putting up their hand and constantly saying no or that won't work. Tip number 5, strengthen your network. Here's the thing, when you are somebody that people want to work with in your organization and outside of your organization, then you build a team of advocates. And advocates go so far in life no matter what you're doing. The reason why you want a strong network and advocates is they can vouch for you within an organization if you're putting your hand up for a promotion, for example, or outside of an organization if you're wanting a referral or somebody to introduce you to somebody very important. So no matter what line of work or industry you work in on the other side of this camera, having people that will vouch for you, that will go to bat for you, and that will even write great testimonials and references for you is a huge key to success in your career. It's important to note that having great advocates does mean not just reaching out to them in times of need, but rather keeping in touch with good connections, seeing how they're doing, what you can maybe help them with as well, so that when it comes down to that time that you really need that vouch or that reference, that they're able to provide that for you. Tip number 6, high value employees really hone in their communication skills. Being able to articulate your thoughts and your words in a very clear, concise, and direct manner is a huge key to success in your career no matter what you are doing. You truly stand out as a valuable worker when you are great with your written communication, your oral communication, you have great eye contact, and you are able to clearly communicate with people at all levels of the organization as well. Also, being part of a good communicator means that you are a good listener. So a high value employee is somebody that others can turn to and share their thoughts, share their ideas, and feel like they are truly being listened to. Tip number 7, high value employees never stop learning. The truth is, no matter how smart or skilled you are, there will always be somebody that is a step or 2 or 10 ahead of you. So you have to do whatever it takes to continue learning your skill and your trade. Being the best at what you do and in your craft often means reading more books or going to more leadership development courses, going to more courses within your field, getting a mentor, going back to school. There are so many ways to continue to level up in your career, so you have to make sure that that's top of mind. The more you learn, the more you realize that you often have so much to learn. So get ahead of it now, and to be that high value employee, you just always have to be on top of your learning, your education, and your upskilling. Tip number 8, high value employees often ask for feedback. Do you have regular scheduled check-ins with your manager? I ask that because I've been in organizations that don't. They don't have a regular performance review process, so there are no check-ins, and therefore there isn't an appropriate time to continually get feedback. So if you are part of one of those organizations, you can always ask your manager for some dedicated one-on-one time so that you can learn, get feedback, ask for ways to improve, and get on top of that feedback regularly. There's personally nothing worse than thinking you're doing a great job when at the end of the day, there's so many things that you could be doing better. I've been a part of that before where I was just blindsided and I pretty much said, how come I didn't know this earlier? Or it would have been great to know that earlier. So being a high value employee does mean that you ask for feedback, you take into consideration that feedback, try not to get too defensive, and you do what it takes to truly get better and be better. Because when you grow, the organization grows and your career grows as well. So there are so many great benefits to getting regular feedback, and I really hope that this is something that you often do. Okay, so number 9, the best tip for last. I truly do stand by this because high value employees, at the end of the day, they produce results and they track those results. Here's the thing, so many people think that they deserve a promotion because they show up to work on time or they've been with an organization for 9 or 10 years. But the reality is, much like an athlete in sports, you win by putting scores on the scoreboard. So a football player is highly paid when they get a lot of great touchdowns and they make a lot of great moves in a game. So for you in an organization, think of yourself as that football player. What wins are you making day in, day out, or quarter in, quarter out? Make sure you track them, make them clear to your manager, and that way when you go to ask for a raise or a promotion, you have a score sheet of the great things that you've done in an organization. And it's up to you, by the way, to make sure that you are winning every day and that you are keeping track of your wins. Don't wait around for other people to do that. You are the advocate and the CEO of your career. So that is a huge kind of fallacy or mistake that I see often happen, is they wait around for other people to recognize them and to appreciate them for their tenure and showing up to work every single day. Sure, that's part of it, but at the end of the day, you do need to win. You need to make moves. You need to have outcomes and true accomplishments and results that you've produced in an organization to be that high value employee that I know you are or could be. Okay, I really hope this video helps you win in your career, make more money, get promoted, whatever success looks like to you. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe and like button so that I can help more people in their life and their career. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in this next video.